Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to WeaselAcres. Let's do some shooting, shall we? Good morning. Today I thought we'd do something a little bit different. For those of you who have watched the gun thread videos in the past, you've seen me shooting an H&K MP5. What I thought would be nice to do today would be to invite the owner, my main shooting buddy Jeff, to come down to the farm, explain a little bit about what he went through to acquire this fully automatic weapon and a little bit about its operation. So with that, I'll introduce you to my friend Jeff.
Well, good morning. We'll start talking about that right away. How many times have you heard your buddies talking about or questioning or wondering about the legality of owning a firearm that's fully automatic? The reality is, anybody who can pass an FBI background check and has the patience to fill out the paperwork and pay for a $200 tax stamp can own a fully automatic firearm. This particular MP5 started out as what's called an SP5K, which was a semi-automatic pistol. So it looked a lot like it did right here, except legally it couldn't have a foregrip on it. Here, that was gone, and I've added in the meantime a 3-lug barrel and a folding stock. In order to do so, I had to pay for a $200 tax stamp to make this into a short-barreled rifle. Now, on top of that, in the H&K platform, the thing that makes this gun fully automatic is what's called an auto sear. It fits inside of this trigger pack inside here. In addition to a $200 tax stamp to make it a short-barreled rifle, you had to spend another $200 for the auto sear. This gets a little bit confusing. The auto sear had to have been manufactured before 1986. Okay, the gun itself is fairly new, but what makes it fully automatic is the sear that goes inside here. That's the part that is registered as a machine gun. It's just a simple little piece of metal that probably back in the day was stamped out for $9. The value of it today is over $30,000 for this thing that makes this fully automatic. I can't think of a whole lot more to talk about it. Stock folds out. This particular one, forgive me, this is a 4-round pack, meaning it has a safe, a semi-automatic, a 3-round burst, and then it'll go as long as you hold it in this position. There are magazines for sale for the H&K platform that vary in range. I own some that are 10 rounds, so they stay up very small and could fit inside this bag, for instance. They all use the gun itself uses a 9mm round. The magazines we'll be using today are 30 rounders. I don't own any, but like Beta Mag makes a 100-round magazine for this gun. It gets pretty hot as it is, so we're gonna be working with the 30s today. Start by getting our stock ready. We're gonna pull our charging handle back. We're gonna grab our magazine. With an MP5, it tends to go in straight and kind of pull back towards you a little bit. Then we're going to charge the handle. That's 30 rounds just like that on a 3-round burst. So you guys might have noticed as I was shooting, I looked like the Hunchback of Notre Dame getting over top of the gun. If you ever get an opportunity to shoot something that's fully automatic and you stand flat on your feet and your body's straight up in the air, there's going to be a big tendency for everything to go from left to right in a diagonal upward pattern. It happens anyway, even when you're on the gun, but it happens dramatically if you get back on your heels. So think about just as we shoot a pistol and we want to have it back in battery as quick as possible by getting over top of the gun, do the same thing with a fully automatic. Start with the bottom left-hand part of the target until you get really comfortable. So if you're in an indoor range, for instance, you don't accidentally shoot the lights out or something. It will climb. So we'll give it a go, and I'll show you my hunchback position again. That's 30 rounds. As my buddy Weasel would say, I'm happy with that. I did want to say a little something about a K gun versus a regular MP5. I'm not an incredible aficionado on H&K firearms in this platform. I own a couple. I own a full-size MP5, and I own this guy. And this just is, it's so petite. You can hide it almost anywhere, you know, tuck it away anywhere. It's a wonderful personal defense weapon. If anybody was wondering, the optic is an Aimpoint Micro T2, and it doesn't quite co-witness. So when my red dot tends to be on sort of on top of the front sight, as opposed to co-witnessing with the post. But it runs great, and it's a whole lot of fun to shoot. I hope someday you guys get an opportunity to do so. I wanted to talk a little bit more about the process of getting your tax stamps for a firearm like this. Anybody can own one of these with the criteria that you don't have a criminal background and you can pass an FBI background check. The paperwork process, filling it out, you know, there's places online that can show you how you would fill it out. It's tough in the sense that if you're like me and you have something really neat, you pay for it, you want it then and there, but you're gonna wait. My stamps for this took over a year to get back. So I had something that I had purchased that was sitting at the previous owner's house for over a year until the tax stamps came back and I could actually have possession of it. In a lot of jurisdictions, on top of having the FBI background check and passing all that and having your tax stamp, your chief law enforcement officer has to be alerted to the fact that you have one. I don't know that that's hard and fast, but where we live, the chief law enforcement officer has to be informed. He doesn't give you permission, but he has to be informed. And once you receive it, in the state that I live, I have to tell the state police that I own this on top of everything else. It's not that big a deal. It's like filling out paperwork to get money back from an insurance company or something. If you have the patience for that and you have the willingness to put down the money to buy one of these, it's a really good time. I've said it many times, there's very few things in life you can purchase, enjoy, and appreciate in dollars over time. A sports car, you drive it off the lot, it immediately depreciates. A firearm like this, they've done nothing but gone up in value since 1986. Just something to think about. Helps talk the wife into it.
So I'd like to thank my buddy Jeff for coming down to the farm, bringing his H&K MP5, telling us a little bit about it and how it works, and doing some shooting. Thank you for watching. Thank you for reading the Gun Thread, and we'll see you next week.
Good times.